Hey you guys, happy Tuesday. I wanted to title this Business Tip Tuesday because my goal is to come on here live once a week, just giving you some fire, some passion, not necessarily giving you like a training because we already have simple duplicatable videos in place that you can learn from. And I never want you to look at me and feel like you have to be teaching stuff to your people. Hey Kayla. I more so see myself as like a passionate inspirer. I really feel like that's what a leader is just like lighting fire under people's asses. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Colleen. If you're hopping on, say hey. All right. So I want to, before I dive into the meat of this, I want to, first of all, give you some quotes that I've had stocked up in my phone that I wanted to just get out in the universe, because I always collect quotes. Does anyone else do that? Does anyone else collect quotes that they hear or they read in a book that they're like, oh my God, I want to share? That's me. I'm a quote person. So I love screenshotting things and like saving these quotes. So I want to read off those quotes. And then I also want to talk to you about some important things to keep in mind for these next couple weeks and next month, and then dive into the meat of the call. Okay, so here's some quotes for you. All right, celebrate growth. Don't just celebrate goals. I think that's so important. We forget to celebrate growth. I can't talk. I should have drank some Energize before this. Okay, don't wish it were easier. Become better. Success is getting knocked down and being able to pick yourself up without loss of enthusiasm. Successful leaders sell the dream and the vision, have massive action taking toward that vision, and recognize and celebrate those who are propelling forward with that same vision and mission. Oh, so good. I also love the quote, we cannot help other people we cannot make our dreams come true until we help other people's dreams come true. Hey, Kayla. Okay, I think those are all the fancy, nope, hold on, one more. Life is not a bump in the road. It is a bumpy road. I got that quote from Jesse. Thanks, Jesse, for that. It was awesome. Okay, so I hope those were some inspiring quotes. That's not the meat of the call, but I wanted to just inspire you with that, some fire to begin with. So things to keep in mind before I dive into the meat. I'm working on the combo guide today, this week. Again, my virtual assistant had an emergency last week, so she was a little bit, doing her own thing. So we're working on that together this week. That should be done by the end of the week. Summit shirts. You know what, you guys? I think I'm going to just bring the tanks to Summit because that's way too much work for me to be shipping them out to you. So I'm just going to bring them to Summit. I'll probably have to get a whole different checked bag for that, but I'll bring them to Summit. So you can come to me at Summit and say hey and get your tank top. Morning Meltdown 100. If you've not done the free sample workout, do it today and share about it. And also go back to my post yesterday that I posted in the Bod Squad and copy and paste that script into your social media and on your Instagram stories and watch all the people comment who want that free sample workout link. Amazing. I'm not sure how long that link is going to be live for, so make sure you do the workout and share it with your people. And I also, in previous Morning Meltdown 100 posts in the Bod Squad, have shared with you a FOMO social media calendar, handing over posts that you can put in your social media to breadcrumb and add curiosity and FOMO around MM100. So, Super Saturday. You guys, the weekend of, I think, July 27th-ish, depending on what city you're in, it's going to be a business opportunity Super Saturday, meaning for any prospect that you have invited that lives around you locally, and any prospect you invite that lives around you, around your surrounding area, in a city near you, in the same state, bring them as a guest to your Super Saturday event so that they can have the business opportunity presented to them, much like we present it in webinar form or like a team coach sneak peek. We're doing that live in the next Super Saturday event, and they're doing a live workout. The celebrity trainers are flying out to different cities. Amazing. So make sure you are inviting people to that, and go back and re-invite anyone who lives around you and bring them as a guest. You can bring numerous people as guests. So make sure you invite to that. That's huge. I am currently adding people from Phoenix like crazy and inviting people from Phoenix like crazy to this business opportunity event next month. Okay, now to the meat. I want to tell you a couple stories, and then you're going to understand this concept that I'm talking about. The one common trait I see in successful coaches, why you need it, and how to create it. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, and maybe you do know me, but you don't know this part about me yet, but I was a gymnast my entire life. Okay, so that has very much groomed me into the type of person that I am. Because when you're in a competitive sport, which most of you know who have been in a competitive sport, you acquire a mindset. Through that, like mental strength, teamwork, discipline, self-motivation, right? Like the work ethic. You acquire that in a competitive sport. So that has always been something that's been like naturally in me, because that was groomed in me a long time ago. But just because you weren't a competitive athlete doesn't mean that you can't acquire those skills and become the person that I've basically been my entire life. If I could acquire those skills back when I was young, when I was age 9 to 19 is when I did gymnastics, you can do anything too. But I will say that successful coaches are usually those competitive athletes, because they naturally already have the mindset concepts that successful coaches do really well in with this business. So there's that. That's a little bit about me. Another huge thing that you don't know about me is that, oh gosh, where do I start? In college, my dad used to pay for my college from freshman year to like late sophomore year of college. My parents were very well off, and they did that for me. That was also the same time that I did not go to class, and I drank a lot, and I was consumed with boys and consumed with a breakup that I went through. And so I just didn't go to class, and I was on academic probation. A lot of you are like, what? Yeah, I was on academic probation in 2006 during my freshman year. And I never really put the two and two together. But when the recession hit in, 2008, my dad's a realtor, you guys. So put two and two together there. What do you think happened to my family in 2008? It was a devastating time. I thought that money grew on trees back then. Well, in 2008, I was reminded that no, money does not grow on trees, and that I have to work for my shit. Hey, Amy. So my dad said, Brooke, I can't pay for your college anymore. You're on your own. What? That was the best thing to ever happen to me. You guys, the worst thing, not the worst thing, there's many horrible things that can happen to people, but the worst thing that happened to me back then was the best thing for me. So let me kind of paint this picture for you, okay? So the moment that my dad told me that, he told me that like last second, like before the semester started. And I didn't believe in debt back then. I didn't want to take out loans. And so I took a break from college for a semester and a half. And I was waitressing full time. And I also had a tanning salon job. Not good. Don't ever get a tanning salon job. But I was working 60-hour weeks. So I was working 2 jobs during that semester and a half that I wasn't going to college, when my dad basically said, you're cut off from money. And I had to learn how to be independent, and how to be independent fast. And during that time, I also discovered what I wanted to go to school for. So not only did I get cut off from my finances from my dad, but I also realized I wanted to become a speech therapist. So when I dove back into college, what was that? 2010. Got straight A's. Because one, I was on my own. Like, there was no one doing anything for me. I had to figure it out on my own. And two, like, I was passionate about something and I had direction in my life for once. So I got straight A's, you guys. I was nearly a 4.0 student at that point, all into grad school as well. So for the next like 5 years, for the rest of my undergrad and in graduate school to get my master's degree for speech therapy, I paid my way. I still waitressed, basically full time, while going to school full time. Hello. Why do you think I all of a sudden started to make, straight A's? Because I got cut off from my oxygen supply that actually, ironically, crippled me. I didn't realize it back then, but it was causing me to fail because it was a constant safety net and plan B. And so I never went all in, and I always relied on my dad, okay? Another example, when I started Beachbody coaching in December of 2014, Mike had been laid off. He got fired from his job, not because he's a shitty worker, but because it's a shitty place. Long story there, I'll spare you. But he was unemployed when I started coaching. In fact, it was so scary for me to invest in a challenge pack when I started coaching. I put it on a credit card though, because I needed this opportunity. I didn't just want this opportunity. I needed it. I'll never forget when Mike called me. He texted me when I was at my speech therapy job, about to go see a patient, and he said, "Brooke, I need to talk to you." And I walked out in the parking lot, answered the phone, and he said, "I just got laid off." Do you know how much fear and fire that occurred in my heart and under my ass at that time? Because I knew that yet again, like back in 2008, it was shit or get off the pot time. There is no other choice. You have to dive in 150%. There is no tiptoeing. There is no sticking a toe in. This is a cannonball or die situation. And so that's what I did. I dove into coaching with my 1 to 2 hours max per day that I had to give to this thing. I was working 10 to 12 hour days some days, you guys, with speech therapy. I didn't have time to work this business. So cannonballing into this opportunity for me did not mean full time. It just meant that I mentally went all in, committed, and gave all my effort that I could in the small cracks of time that I could give it. And what do you know? Top coach. I'm 4.5 years in. Again, I went all in 2 years ago to this full time. My family is depending on me with this opportunity. There is no time for me to waste. I don't have the capability, like maybe some of you do, to pussyfoot around and beat around the bush and pretend like this thing isn't a priority. Because this opportunity was a gift. It was all that I had. It was my future. And even if it wasn't, if I didn't treat it that way, it would have never created my future. Do you notice a pattern here? Do you notice the urgency? Write that word down, urgency, AKA fire, AKA necessity to do well in this business at no matter what stage you're in. Whether you're a hardcore coach who wants to make $50K annually with this, or to make $500 a week or $500 a month, whatever it is, unless there's that urgency where you need this, you're only going to show up when it's convenient. And let me tell you guys, life is never convenient, right? Life is always going to happen, just like it always happened to me. I wasn't able to escape those scenarios. I just had to make the most of what I had. And so the coaches who need this opportunity are the ones that have success with it. The coaches who have urgency are the ones that have success with it. Because trust me, you guys, unless you need this business, unless you want this to work and need this to work so badly for whatever it is that whatever reason you want it to happen, like, this business is going to be seen as a burden. This business, which ironically is your future, is going to be seen as an inconvenience and a burden versus the true thing that it is, a blessing. Can I get an amen? Is this resonating with anyone right now? Who needs this opportunity? Who needs this? Who is struggling so badly financially on the other end of the screen right now that you are days away from losing something? Maybe it's your house. Maybe it's your car. Who is it? Because you're the person that I want to pour my heart and time into. Who is it? Who's that person? Because I'm looking for me. I'm looking for the coach who's a mini me. I'm looking for that urgency in their hearts and in their soul and under their ass. I'm always going to meet everyone where they are at. Everyone in this team page has different goals. Most of you don't need this opportunity. And that's why you're not going far with it. And that's okay, right? Like this, that's the beauty of this opportunity. It's so amazing. No matter what pace you're at, you can meet the goals, make the goals happen, whatever it is that you want to have happen with this opportunity. If you want to walk with this business, you can walk with it. If you want to jog with it, girl. If you want to sprint with it, girl, you bet I'm going to sprint with you. And I'm also going to walk with you if you want to walk with it, right? But the amount of effort that goes into those people is different. It has to be. And you bet your booty, I am going to be pouring into those people. Yeah, Ashley, not financially, but mentally, my job is taking a toll. Exactly. You guys, once Mike found a job, I was fine again, right? Once Mike started his own business, which he makes well over 6 figures in, I was fine again. And I'll tell you what, I've had to create that urgency the last 3 years, 4 years, where he found a job again, because I was making good money in speech therapy, which honestly, you guys, I think a lot of us dream small. We are so used to society being like, hey, work your butt off for someone else's dreams for a measly raise. Spend a lot of time away from your family if you want to make more money. And so whenever we look at a speech therapist making $60,000 a year, we're like, oh, that's really good money. You guys, that's what I call the golden handcuffs. I mean, truly, that's not true financial freedom. It's not. Because when you break down like life expenses, retirement, investing, your kids' college tuitions, emergencies, what if I got cancer? Knock on wood. I'm waiting to hear back from my HPV test results this week. That's probably not a good thing to joke about. But seriously, a lot of us don't think in the future. A lot of us don't project into the future and plan ahead and think about how expensive life is and all the what ifs, because there are going to be those what ifs. We're not all going to be able to skate through life with nothing happening to us. Like, I know that bad things are going to happen, and usually bad things involve money. So don't feel guilty for needing money. Don't feel guilty for wanting money. Don't feel guilty, like Ashley said, for wanting a better mental situation. Sometimes it's not even about money. Sometimes it's like you just can't take it anymore. I was that way in speech therapy. I loved my job. I was so passionate about it. I helped the elderly learn how to swallow again after strokes. I did cognitive therapy with them Some of them are really mean, but some of them were really sweet. And oh my God, I loved going to see them. They made my day and I made theirs. But I needed to do what was best for my mental health. I wasn't taking care of myself physically or mentally. And like, it was so unstable. I got paid hourly. So if the work was there, I got paid. If the work wasn't there, I didn't get paid. And so I thought ahead when I was a mom someday, like, how was I going to make this financially happen? How was I going to be able to, like, I didn't see myself working full-time hours, overtime, spending time away from my family. Like, even though I wasn't a mom yet, I couldn't imagine wanting that. And what do you know? Thank God I went all in with this opportunity and created urgency around my goals. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the ability to quit speech therapy or even go PRN or part-time, which I initially wanted. It just so happened I quit full-time altogether. But that wasn't my original goal. But that urgency has to be there, right? So maybe you don't want to quit your full-time job. Maybe you don't see yourself being huge with this. But if you want the mental, physical, financial goals to happen at whatever rate you want, at whatever amount you want, you have to create urgency. And let's just say, what if, you guys? What if? Just what if? Just imagine this, okay? Dream about it. What if you had my life? Even if in this moment you don't want it, you don't think you want it, you don't know if you want it, what if you could be your own boss? What if you could work whenever you want, wherever you want? Usually I'm outside working, but it's so freaking hot today. I could go to Spain for a month and work this business. What if you could create that life? Because you can. You can, but you just haven't created that urgency and lit that fire under your ass yet. Keyword yet. And when you do, and you just keep lighting it, it's not going to stay lit. You have to be intentional about keeping that bad boy lit. When you do, that's when you're going to see success. You're so cute, Tina. Keep yelling at me. Jahela, I know you do, girl. That's why I'm working with you so closely and one-on-one. Because I feel that. Shout out to Jahela, you guys. I can feel the urgency. I can feel the fire in Jahela. She verbalizes that she needs this, that she wants this, that she will do anything to make it happen. I got to log off here because my daycare lady just texted me. I don't know what it is. So create that urgency, you guys. I had something else I wanted to talk about, but it's kind of off topic, and I just want to leave it at this because sometimes I go on tangents. And once I get started on that, I know that I will go on that tangent. So I'll save that topic for another day. It's about a naysayer that I got in the beginning of my business and how that actually was the best thing for me. So maybe that'll be my next live video. Remind me. I'll make note. Tina, my memory is so good, right? All right, you guys, I hope this could speak to you, but light that fire, create that urgency. Don't let anything enable you anymore. Pretend like everything's been stripped away. Even if it's not been. Pretend like your house is about to be foreclosed on in 90 days. Pretend like you're about to lose literally everything. Just have some competition with yourself. Play a little game with yourself. Whatever it takes to get you fired up. One of my coaches, before I log off here, one of my coaches has just been really struggling with consistency, and she told me that she's still on her parents' phone plan, and her parents still pay the way for her, and she uses credit cards as her safety net. Do you think she's ever going to do well with this business until those go away? Mm-mm. Nope. You want to be smart about, you removing those safety nets, but you have to be aware that when they're there, they don't serve you anymore. They actually hurt you. They actually hinder you. So remove all those safety nets. Use this as your safety net. Fall into it. Lean into it. Have faith in the unknown. Is it scary as hell? Absolutely. You don't think this whole journey of mine has been scary? It was so scary. But it was that fear that I didn't let cripple me, but I let it drive me in my business. So wanted to open up with you and tell you a little bit about me and why I've always had that urgency in my life before this opportunity, and also during it when I first started. That urgency has always been there. I look back and I'm like, well, duh, Brooke, no wonder why you did good with this. You had that urgency and you created it for yourself beyond the point even when it went away. So I hope you guys can do that for your businesses, for your lives, for your family, for yourselves, because you deserve it. Your family deserves it. You can do it. And it starts with the belief that you can. And that's a decision. Belief is a decision. So make the decision that you're all in 150% at whatever pace you want to go at, and just cannonball into it. And 150% believe in yourself, believe in this, because you and this opportunity can make all your dreams come true. Super cliche, but it's true, you guys. I'm living proof of that. All right. Happy Tuesday. Bye, guys.